She's played some of the biggest cash games anywhere in the world, regularly plays very large in the Bellagio.
You couldn't believe it didn't come. Nothing come. Still might have had the winner.
Yes, Jennifer Harmon, well respected, widely regarded as one of the best women players in the entire world.
That was a strong bluff. Wow, you can do it, baby.
So Phil bringing it in, calling for 600 in first position
300 a call.
with the ace-5. Howard here with 9-8 also wants to see a flop. And Alan Smurfit with Jack-King of spades.
Any raise?
Jennifer's playing as well. Bit creatively with her Jack-3, obviously flush with her former victory.
Jack.
That's a pretty good first two cards for Jack-3. And we've already seen Tony G's got threes and deuces as well.
Yeah, this could get really interesting. We have Tony G with bottom 2. We have Jennifer with top 2. And don't forget Alan Smurfit, because he's got top pair with a king kicker.
Yeah, this could be expensive.
Raise to 10,000. 10,000 to call. And pass.
By the time y'all get this game out of the muck, man. Can't believe it.
10,000.
Howard with 9 high, knows he's not going to play this one. Now the question is, what do you do if you're Alan Smurfit? You know Tony G's reputation.
You've got to realize, I don't like to go broken in an unraised pot.
Yeah, he don't have enough.
Right now, you only have top pair if you're
You could have
Smurfit.
an add-on now.
Really a dangerous flop there.
You can have an add-on.
Son, Mikey, son. A couple more hands.
Well, he's wisely laid that one down.
I thought you had middle cards.
Jack-3.
Jack-3.
4-5 of diamonds, that's middle. 6-5.
And now the question is, what does Jennifer Harmon do? I mean, all you really have to be scared of here is a set of deuces, right?
You have.
Exactly.
Ace-9 of diamonds.
You can't give him 3 jacks.
Deuce 3 offs.
2-3 off suit. That's possible too.
10,000 even.
Okay, 10,000.
She calls. She probably doesn't want to see a diamond here. She might give Tony a diamond draw.
King.
Well, Alan Smurfit's going to be kicking himself right now. He made a very good laydown.
But that was his gin card.
15,000 about.
And Harmon checked to him. You wonder if she's going to check raise here.
King-Jack.
Well,
King-Jack of spades.
No reason for her not to think she has the best hand here.
What's up, Marc?
You got a bait.
I'm just watching.
she makes the call. We're going to the river. Just a deuce will save Tony G.
7.
Of course, this does open up the bluffing opportunity for Tony. No, he doesn't. He thinks his deuces and threes are probably good, David, doesn't he?
Well, you'd imagine. I mean, Jennifer Harmon played that hand very passively, very slow.
She's managed to let Tony G keep hanging himself if he's bluffing or if he's only got half of a hand. As it happens, she's done very well out of that pot as well.
What happened there, Tony?
I took a hit. Took a hit.
Any anti-space?
Tony, what happened
Went
there?
in for early retirement.
Looks like a limp from Alan with the pocket 10s. Hoping to catch a couple of callers and maybe flop a set.
600.
Jennifer's in there with a 10 jack. Gus with an ace-4 of hearts.
Gus
And this
Hansen,
one,
always happy to oblige. He'll enter any pot.
exactly. Marc Goodwin's in there with deuce-3 as well. Plenty of players.
Well, pretty
And
nice.
this could be an interesting pot.
Yeah, pretty nice flop for Gus Hansen. He has flopped the straight. He has a wheel.
Yeah, but there's deuces and threes here for Marc.
And don't forget, Alan Smurfit's got the overpair.
2,200.
Well, he's betting it, and I don't blame him. And Howard's got deuces and threes as well. So that's even less cards for both Marc and Howard to hit.
And how do you play it if you're Howard Lederer here? You have bottom 2.
15,500 total.
Mike can't believe what he's seeing.
We've got a real exciting hand here. The pot is now 27,000. Howard Lederer has made it 15,000 to go.
It's going to be interesting. Do you think Gus has got any chance of actually passing this?
Well, look at Smurfett. Smurfett's got the overpair still, and he's going to get rid of it. He knows it's no good.
Exactly.
Pass.
Jennifer's passed, and it's round to Gus. Is there any way he might actually lay this hand down?
You know, he's got the second best hand possible. He can only lose to 6-4 here. I don't see how he can possibly let this go at this point.
Looks like he's got a call. Maybe he wants to phone a friend.
Well.
Well, there's Marc Goodwin sitting there with the same hand as Howard Lederer.
You know, when the action gets back to Marc, you've got to put somebody on a set, though, at this point, don't you?
You'd have to think at least a set.
Hello?
I really think he's generally thinking about passing this hand. Howard hasn't played many hands. He's in the big blind.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if Gus Hansen laid this down. I really would. I think he's going to push, and he does. Look at that.
That's what he's done. He's pushed. He doesn't know whether he wants to watch or not.
Pass.
At this point, I think it's a pretty easy laydown for Marc Goodwin.
He has. He's already laid it down. I think Howard's going to get off the hand as well. I really think he's going to have to muck it.
Pot is $126,000. Unbelievable.
Pass.
Well, he's laid it down. He found out where he was. He knows his deuces and threes are more than likely no good.
I might have been wrong about you.
Gus Hansen picks up a very nice pot.
The one thing that's so magical about Gus Hansen, he's just as likely to bluff there as to have the nuts.
Very true. Well, having said that, it was up against Howard. I don't know if it's Howard I'd pick as the person to come over the top with here for a third raise, especially when he's been playing so tight recently.
I'm in England. I'm on a TV show. I can't even talk right now. Are you in Vegas now? Okay. All right, well, call me in about a week. I'll be back in Vegas. Okay? All right.
Well, if you were wondering where Phil Ivey's going to go, now you know.
You did? Nothing you can do about the cards.
Action moves along here. Small blind Alan Cunningham, big blind Eric Seidel, and Roland DeWolf will be under the gun. He's first to act.
Value that. It's like in football, right? You play football. You play a really good game.
Roland's going to limp in here with the ace-5 suited.
Referees give bad decisions.
I don't think Tony's played a hand yet, but he certainly talked like he has.
6 to me.
10-6 for Mike Matusow. Tony G's in as well with his 7-9 of spades.
Any raise?
Alan calls as well.
Check one time.
With deuce 3.
And believe it or not, the only player not in the hand is Gus Hansen.
Well,
Taking that for what?
that must be a first.
Well, ace-10 deuce, couple of hearts out there.
Check.
Phil Ivey's flopped top 2.
Rolly, be careful
2
with
pair
your
there,
money.
aces and 10s.
We've been through this before.
Well, Roland looks like he's reaching for chips.
Well, it's kind of one of those feeler bets. Let me see where I'm at, right?
Eight, no.
And he's going to raise it right away. Phil Ivey's going to let DeWolf know exactly where he is. Now, this is actually a huge flop from Mike Matusow. I kind of missed it. He has flopped second pair with a flush draw. He has a pair and a flush draw.
25.
Huge hand.
Pass.
And when you're stuck 100,000, this looks like a big hand to gamble with.
Now, normally, when you have a pair with a flush draw, you think, okay, well, I can catch 2 pair or trips. But in this case, it's no good. He needs a heart and only a heart.
There were an awful lot of people to the flop here. I think it was 6 or 7.
All in.
So Phil's got to have it going through his mind that maybe Mike's flopped a set.
You're all in?
But Phil said all in.
Just tell him he's all in. So
No, don't do anything.
hang on, don't do anything. He's not all in yet.
Just shove in 100.
De Wolf was the original better. Ivey raised. Matusow re-raised, and now Ivey is all in. And this is phenomenal. Action is back to Matusow. $168,000 pot.
He has to know this isn't a maths call.
With $168,000 up for stakes, I mean, it really is an easy fold, but when you're down 100,000, you just start getting a little desperate.
I'm gonna need like 20 minutes here, so.
Take your time, mate. No one's in a hurry. All the buses have stopped running, haven't they? No worries.
Well, Mike's decided to turn his back on Tony G. Tony's not relenting just because there's a big pot in the middle. He's still winding Mike up.
Can you imagine having to make this decision and Tony G blabbering in your ear? Phil Ivey's really shown some strength by raising and now moving all in. What would you do at home? You've got a flush draw. Phil Ivey's moved all in on you. You gotta like the way Ivey's played this hand.
Well,
Good for the game.
Mike's laid the hand down. I think mathematically he's made the right decision there. It's very easy to start putting your chips in a bad spot when you're as far behind as Mike is.
Even if you bought into it, it's part ownership.